Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and today I want to talk to you guys a little bit about why I think protein shakes are the single most overhyped and overrated supplement ever pushed. And I know a lot of people are going to disagree with that, but let me put on my +5 hat of weaponsmithing, work on skilling up my crafting a little bit, and you guys just hear me out. All right. Honestly, this is one of the reasons that I think that If It Fits Your Macro stuff has been pushed so much in the community out there, because it gets people to eat a lot of not whole foods, to eat a lot of foods really low in protein so that companies can push the convenience of these protein shakes. And I'm going to cover this from a couple different perspectives of why they've been overhyped. And the reason I say that is because almost everyone uses them, everyone thinks they need them. Now, in terms of total protein content, they aren't that helpful. It's like people who are eating junk food might benefit, but people who are sitting around eating actually healthy, whole foods, it is insanely easy to get enough protein to gain muscle. In fact, most people will be able to easily go way over the amounts that they need for maximum muscle growth. And I'll prove it to you right here. And it's because, again, most people aren't focusing on whole foods if they think they need these protein shakes. All right, what do we know that the experts out there, the real experts, not supplement industry shills, not people working for companies that make millions off protein powders, but what are the people who train the top NFL players in the world, the top Olympic athletes, strength athletes in the world? What are the dietitians who actually are registered dietitians or have PhDs and specialize in athletes? What do they tell you need? 1 to 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. Now, some people will say, well, it's higher than that. Okay, but it's really easy to go higher than that. I mean, hell, even vegans can hit the numbers I just listed easily. You people who are out there eating meat and stuff also, this is easy. It's really easy. Case in point, so let's go by those numbers that I just put out. Let's say someone weighs 90 kilograms. That's about 200 pounds. That means they need 90 to about up to 150 grams of protein to gain muscle. All right, well, someone who's 90 kilograms and they are lifting weights vigorously and hard enough to be gaining maximum muscle mass, so they're lifting hard at least 3 days a week. If they're worried about being athletic and healthy, and all of you should be, you're probably doing cardio and stuff too. Most people who are serious about their health do cardio of some type every day. Even if it's less cardio, they do some type of cardio every day. All right, a person like that who's trying to gain muscle weight is probably going to need 3,000 plus calories. How easy is it to hit the top end of that range? The 150 grams of protein, the top end. Remember, we said 90 to 150. All right, so that range is going to be their ideal range. All right, let's say they want to eat healthy pastas for a full day. That's what they want to eat for the day. Go look at a box of whole grain pasta. You're going to find a pound of pasta has around, 180 times 8, around 1,500 calories, maybe a little more. There's about 72 grams of protein in that. 72 grams and 1,500 calories. Well, let's say you want to add other stuff to it. They want to dice up some vegetables and some sauce in there. That's probably worth another 10 grams of protein. Maybe 200 calories. You're up to about 1,700 calories. You want to throw some beans in. Some beans into that mix, also into those vegetables. You're adding fiber, you're adding protein. About 300 calories of beans has probably got another 30 grams of protein. All right, you're up to about 110 grams of protein for probably 2,000 calories. Well, let's say you want to add about 300 calories of, just to add some meat in, some 97% lean ground beef. Pretty reasonable, healthy addition to add to the sauce. Probably about 50 to 60, maybe 60 grams of protein in that. Maybe 300 calories at the most. It's actually going to be less than 300 calories. But we'll call it 300 calories. You're up to about 2,300 calories here, right? And 160 to 170 grams of protein for 2,300 calories. With just those whole foods, people focusing on whole foods, and that's not a lot of meat, guys. That's 8 ounces. That's half a pound of meat is all the meat for the day. But all these other incidental trace proteins added up to over 100 grams of protein. That's 170 grams of protein and 2,300 calories of whole, clean foods. You've already exceeded the entire range that a person of that body weight needs for maximum muscle growth, according to the real experts, by 10 grams of protein, and they still have 700 calories left to play with. Why in the fuck does that person need a protein shake? Now, people will talk about convenience, and I'm like, well, you shouldn't be worried about a lot of convenient foods if you're concerned with health. You probably need to be cooking ahead of time. You probably need to cook when you get home in the evenings, at least 3 or 4 times a week, and have food cooked up and prepared in your fridge. Or people cook sometimes 3 days worth of food in one go. For multiple meals running, you space them out. I mean, this isn't hard to do. But, the same thing. I mean, if someone wanted to get a little more protein, then okay, fine. Let's say you wanted to eat white or brown rice, grilled chicken, and broccoli for a day. All right, pretty staple bro food meals. A pound of grilled chicken breast has like 110 grams of protein, spaced out over several meals. Again, that's like $2 to $3 worth of meat. That's not that much. Rice, that will start to add up to your rice and broccoli and stuff. Again, the chicken itself already put you in the range you need, but all that's going to add up from the rice, it's all going to add up. I mean, 2,000 calories worth of rice and broccoli probably has 50 grams of protein in there. So it's the same thing. You're still talking about 2,500 calories, and you're already going to pass the top range of the numbers that you need, the top end of the range, with 500 calories left to spare. So why are people needing this? Why aren't they just eating whole foods? Why aren't they eating real foods? I mean, and I can understand if you sit around drinking smoothies and eating Pop-Tarts and ice cream all fucking day, okay, maybe it's hard to get protein, but you could just eat some meat or some Greek yogurt in there. These protein shakes are just that. They're being treated as a convenience, but they're really not. They're oftentimes overpriced. They're garbage. They're full of contaminants. I mean, go look at Consumer Reports, the reviews they did when they tested some of the top-end, high-quality brands of protein powders out there. You'd be shocked at what they found in them. But, here's the other thing that people use. They say, well, you still need them pre-workout, post-workout, bedtime, whatever. This is all garbage that's been sold to you guys. Anyone who's looked at the studies on post-workout shakes, do you know what we found? Do you know how they created an environment to actually test post-workout nutrition so that they can be consistent and have a lab-controlled environment? The same way that, your doctors, when they want to test your blood sugar levels and cholesterol, what do they have you do? They have you fast overnight. Why? Because that's the only way they can create a baseline that's equal for all people. Because if everyone ate breakfast before they did that, they would have to change all their calculations based upon what every individual person ate, because what you ate will dramatically affect your cholesterol and your blood sugar levels. The fasted is a baseline. That way your diet of the day doesn't impact the numbers. They just need to see where you're at when you is a baseline to compare you to other people. Because your individual choices that morning could affect it, and people could even alter that. If they were worried about their blood work looking bad, people might psychologically eat better at the meal and get different blood work than if they ate how they normally ate. So they do that. Well, it's the same thing when they were testing post-workout nutrition. All the studies that show benefits to these post-workout shakes are done on people who are fasted. They did an overnight fast and got it and lifted weights completely fasted. Most people aren't doing that. Most people are not doing that. And some people say, oh, well, I should train fasted in order to get a benefit from the protein shakes. No, that's stupid, because the only reason they got a benefit is because they were fasted. They would have gotten the same benefits had they eaten breakfast before they trained. And they probably would get a better workout in on top of it, because actually eating has been shown to increase performance in the gym. All right, breakfast actually gives you better numbers and better lifts and better training stamina. You can train harder. You can train longer if you've had food. So again, you get a better workout. So again, people act like these protein shakes are mandatory, and everyone acts like they're mandatory and necessary. And you know what? They don't have any real benefits at all. The only people they have benefits for are for people who don't want to cook. And so therefore they go buy these protein shakes. But the thing is, if that's really how you're living your life and you're not actually focusing upon eating whole foods, because you're going to have to cook some whole foods somewhere, guys. Again, unless you're just eating prepackaged meals and everything and drinking these protein shakes, it's not really a convenience, because you are going to have to cook anyways. If you just cooked a little more food and set it to the side with the same amount of cooking time, you would completely eliminate the convenience factor of these products at all. And in the meantime, you're propping up companies that have terrible ethics and promote all sorts of bullshit and garbage by buying them. So there is something to be said for the ethics of your buying choices there also. But ultimately, at the end of the day, the truth is, protein shakes are completely overrated and they're unnecessary. And if you want to consume them, hey, that's your business. I mean, you have a right to do what you want. But when people act like they're necessary or helpful or useful, they really aren't. They have no merit or value at all over just eating a balanced diet of whole foods, of adding these shakes in. And people will say, well, I need them for cutting to get extra protein in. What's going to fill you up longer? Eating a piece of chicken breast or a piece of lean steak or some Greek yogurt or a liquid protein shake? The whole foods are. It is common knowledge in everyone who looks at satiety and nutrition that whole foods actually fill you up longer than liquid calories do. And protein shakes are liquid calories. They go through you quicker. That would be the last choice I would consider if you're trying to lose weight and control your appetite. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.